In life, you can pick one of two pains: the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Which one will you choose? Let's put it this way: the pain of regret is forever, and the pain of discipline is somewhat temporary. When I say temporary, just take an example where discipline is needed. Let's take exercise. The pain is literally only there only for as long as you exercise. As soon as you get out of there, you actually start feeling better because you actually accomplished something hard. But imagine you choose not to go to the gym. You then regret not going to the gym because you don't have the dream body that you always wanted. And the thing is that regret builds up within you over a long period of time if you keep putting it off. If you do keep putting it off for a long time, you're going to have way worse problems than a bit of guilt. You're going to have mental health problems such as depression. This is very common amongst young men. Because think about it, where do you spend most of your free time? Be honest. It's social media, isn't it? And what do you constantly see on social media? You're right, it's the highlight reels of everyone's life. And if we still take the gym example, you will be seeing other men that will be looking 10 times better than you. And that makes you feel even less of yourself. So it's not a surprise that you're going to end up with mild to severe depression over time. This goes for any activity. If we see a lot of people doing better than us in a certain aspect of life, we get envious and our self-image gets a little bit weaker. And that's exactly what you see on social media. You're only 2 or 3 scrolls away from seeing strangers and your friends doing better than you in life. You might have heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. Well, that's true. Now you might be saying, yes, I understand all of that and I need help, so what do I do? The thing is, if you've been indulging in these instant gratification activities such as going on social media for some time, it'll be harder for you to implement something like exercise, which is a healthy habit. To get out of depression, you need to devise a plan, which I will tell you in detail now. What you want to be doing is picking a healthy habit that you want to be consistent in. In this case, to get out of the depression rut that you're in, picking exercise is very good. I have a couple more habits for you to implement, which are gratitude journaling and meditation. Pick exercise first, and literally for the first few sessions, just show up to the gym without a plan and do whatever you like for as long as you like. Now, straight away, your ego is going to be like, no, Himanshu, I need to be in the gym for 2 hours and I need to follow a structured routine. See, this is why you fail, because it's too extreme for you to be consistent in. So you're going to revert back to your old habits once a couple of days pass by. You aren't shit. You need to get that through your thick skull because you haven't leveled up in the gym at all. So how do you expect to follow a full routine with intensity for a long time? You won't last at all. Your ego is going to straight up think that you're better than that, but you're not. So start with the bare minimum. Lower your ego and start exercising for 10 to 20 minutes at a time. Because guess what? You have your whole life ahead of you to add volume. Just think about it. You're probably in the 18 to 25-year-old category at the moment. You're still young as fuck. You have your whole life in front of you to add intensity. Just start small and start building the habits of exercise, gratitude journaling, and meditation. Literally start with 5 minutes of meditation a day and write down 3 points in your gratitude journal as well. This is going to make you happy because it gives you a sense of accomplishment for that day. You might not think of it much at that moment, but trust me, it adds up. The easiest way to stay consistent is to keep a habit tracker posted up on your wall. Write the date and write the activities next to it. Once you've done any amount of activity, just tick the box. That's all you need. Your ego is going to say that you're capable of way more than that, but you're trying to do these activities for a lifetime, not just quit in 7 days. This is not some challenge for YouTube, but it's for a lifetime. To build a lifelong habit, you need to have a good foundation in which the habit is built upon, which literally means that you need to have consistency. To have consistency, coming full circle, you need to do an action repeatedly, and for you being new to the habit, you can only do a small amount. Now with enough repetitions, you're slowly going to build up your discipline skill. This is what we want to get to. We want you to level up your discipline skill little by little over the coming months, till the habits can go on autopilot. This means that you don't need to have a habit tracker anymore, and you don't need motivation either, because you've built up the discipline to do those habits. And once you unplug from those instant gratification activities, you will love the delayed gratification activities even more. Because that's all there is to your day. You will find joy in these habits as much as you found joy in your instant gratification activities as well. As soon as you add an instant gratification activity like watching Netflix, now that becomes more fun than your good habits, so you fall off there. So now you realize that there's no pain in discipline if you start to love it. The more you do these activities, the more you start to love them. Now, of course, there's going to be some pain involved in the first stages of starting these habits. But once you get past the first stage, which is the struggle stage, this shit literally becomes fun. Like, I've been going to the gym for 6 years consistently now, and normal people think it's still as hard as it was on my first day at the gym. But anyone that's been to the gym for more than 3 months know that this shit literally becomes more fun as time goes by. Not necessarily easier, but fun. That's the same with any delayed gratification activity. You can pull yourself out of that depressive rut that you're in if you do what I tell you to do. It doesn't really get easier the longer you do it, because with things like exercise, there's a thing called progressive overload. And once you progressively overload for a long period of time, you naturally hit a ceiling where you can't go further than that unless you're on some kind of substance. I truly think that you're capable of achieving an amazing physique naturally regardless of your body type if you put in the work. The thing is, when you build discipline, it's like your motivation skyrockets as well. Whereas if you purely relied on motivation, there wasn't much of it because you would have run out of it soon enough. Like nowadays, about 6 years into my lifting journey, I'm super pumped to hit a workout every day. I can count on one hand for the past year the amount of times that I didn't feel like going to the gym, and most of the time I don't even take rest days. Rest days are important if you're a weirdo and you do full body splits or upper lower splits as your routine. But other than that, if you're a sane, normal human being, you don't even need rest days, to be honest. Because think about it, when you train one muscle group, are you not resting up for most days after that? So why do you need a dedicated rest day unless you're super drained after a week? Because your job involves heavy lifting and physical work as well, then fair enough. But I see a lot of desk job people saying that they need a rest day, which is complete BS, bro. That's just an excuse for you to go and eat junk food, drink, and rest. If you do that, you've completely undone what you've been working for. And you start regretting it when Monday rolls around. So there we go, the pain of regret again. Just think about it, you're really screwing your future self over, and you do this over and over again. That's the tricky thing about instant gratification, isn't it? The negative consequence is delayed, however, the reward is instant. If you eat a pizza now, you get the enjoyment of it now, but the negative consequence of gaining fat will be delayed by a couple of days. And delayed gratification is the exact opposite. Like the name says, the reward is delayed, however, the positive consequence of working and putting in effort is now. I'm not special, I fall into this trap constantly as well, but it's been a lot less since I got into self-improvement. And I constantly think how much I'm screwing my future self over, and will I endure the pain of discipline or will I endure the pain of regret? Remember guys, the pain of regret is for a long time, whereas the pain of discipline is only for a short period of time and is temporary. And the reward is all the more sweeter if you go with discipline. Not many people have this skill, and the older you become, in my opinion, the harder it becomes to implement these new habits, and the harder it becomes to build discipline as well. So start young and never give up.